Because other clubs are beginning to apply this module to try to have build. Because now, the last few years, we're beginning to see that just having money and signing players is not enough anymore to win trophies, because the resources are also available to other teams. So the time has gone when maybe 3 or 4 teams in Europe will have all the resources. They buy all the good players and they keep winning trophy. Now we have to be able to put some structure on the pitch. It's no longer about money. It's no longer about buy players, because everybody can afford to sign players. And they are now...
Watch Transit TV right now.
It's bad to say, Samuel, and keep watching Transit TV.
Like I said, you mentioned your 4 players. I will first of all start from William Saliba. This is a guy that a lot of people say Gabriel Magalhaes is the one covering him. He's just doing the mop-up. That's why it makes it easy for him and stuff like that. Once Gabriel Magalhaes got injured, Saliba took over the aggressor responsibility in that team. And the kind of football that since Saliba played over the last 2 minutes, I've not seen him play that way before. He looked like a personal vendetta. It looked like he told Gabi, I know you're not here, but bro, I got you. We are giving Clifford credit, and rightly so. But a lot of that credit is because of Saliba probably have told him, bro, just don't worry, we'll be fine. We will be fine. People like Jerome Timber, you don't even know the adjective to let them with. But there's one thing that is key. You and I had a conversation on this morning. I told you, Arteta has a bunch of captains in one team. This is another team. And you mentioned one very, very key word. You said accountability. These players hold each other accountable. And they trust each other. When it comes to one-on-one defending, that's not, don't panic. If it comes to taking, as a winger, taking an opposite defender one-on-one, the other teammates don't panic. For a boy of 18 years, Lewis Kelly, he didn't mention his name. I know how you feel about him. To go into this game against Rodrigo, who I believe, and I've heard Madrid players say that he's the most technically gifted player in that team.
Yeah.
And for 180 minutes, you begin to ask yourself if Rodrigo was in that match at all. I mean, I don't even know where to start. But again, I think I will give you some time to talk about Arteta, because all this will not be possible without him. And he has always been convinced about yesterday from 3 years ago.
It takes individuals, special individuals, to create legacies. Legacies are not created out of thin air. Legacies are created by actions, series of decisions. Deliberate, intentional, thought out by certain people. And over the course of life, over the course of time, they create legacies. Now, these legacies are handed down generation to generation. One of the reasons that I started supporting Arsenal, in addition to, apart from Kanwa, who I loved as a player, being part of the team, was the man Arsene Wenger. And Arsene Wenger, I started liking him. I looked at the man, I studied the man. The same reason that I admire and love Barack Obama, the same reason that I deeply cherish, respect, and love, and would never, of course, forget my dad. These men remind me of my dad so much. They represent certain things. This is who they are. These are the values that I cherish, right? Respect for people, value for human beings, yeah? Value for hard work, yeah? Sometimes people don't appreciate it. Sometimes it may go against the grain, it may go against the popular belief, but you believe that this is what it would take. You stand by it, you work on it, and most times you're ridiculed for one thing or the other, right? So, Arsene Wenger built Arsenal in that way, made it a family club, made it a club that cares about its community, and his people, including the players, no matter how bad they seem to be. Yeah, he will always stand for them. He will always care about them and their families. And when the man left, we could see the struggle with the club, for the soul of the club. Yeah, different people were called in with different values that differ from what Arsenal stood for. And the club struggled until I think that I see it as luck. Maybe luck, maybe divine intervention, divine providence, I don't know. But whoever made that decision to hire this young man called Mikel Arteta, I knew the guy as a player. I never knew him as a person to this level. Hired that guy to manage Arsenal. It's a complete masterstroke. Yeah. Initially, when he started, there was struggle. But I could see not just passion for the club, but many of those values that I cherish very much, yeah, are the things that he believes in. He will go in and do the work, put in the work, lay the right foundations, right? And in spite of things not going well, while those foundations were being laid, you know, people said, oh, sack him, fire him, and all that. Now we're seeing the results. And again, one thing I cherish, even when success is there, is that humility, that being able to give credit to other people and not just yourself, being able to carry people along. You know, man, I cannot fault that guy. Well, everybody has faults, no doubt about that. As a person, he will have his faults. He can be stubborn. He can stick to certain things and all that. But overall, you can see that he goes every day to the training pitch. He brings out the cones. He brings out the board. You know, he works on improving his players. He works on improving his team. His teams are well prepared for games, right? And when you've done it and done it, you've done it and done it and done it, you failed and you learn from your failures. And, you know, ultimately, you're going to win.
The results will come. Yeah, all these men that you mentioned, one other thing that is prevalent in them, I remember your dad very well, is that they are all students. You could see that they study and they're loyal to whatever they study about what they believe. One of the things that made me admire Arsene Wenger, apart from the brand of football he was playing in Arsenal, was I don't miss his press conferences. You don't just listen to Wenger and learn football, you learn life.
Yes. Yes.
You learn business, you learn dealing with people. Like you were saying, the first thing he always tells you is these players are first of all humans before they are players. So you have to treat them as humans, then you treat them as players. Barack Obama that you mentioned, of course, you know how we know him. Arteta, before he left Arsenal, I was fortunate enough to listen to a lot of players that were playing with him when he was still a player.
Yeah.
They were all saying one thing, that he was going to be a manager. I watched one video. Santi Cazorla was his closest friend in Arsenal. He said he hated watching games with Arteta. They asked him why. He said because a match would have finished 1 hour ago that they are still in minute 45. Because Arteta will keep pausing the game. Live match. He will pause it. He will pause it and tell Cazorla, why did he pass that? Why didn't that guy pass that ball? This guy should have played this ball. Say, bro, we are just watching. You're not the coach of this team. Now let's enjoy the game. So when I listened to Kieran Gibbs that time, Cazorla, a lot of them, they were saying the same thing about Arteta. And the day he left us, I don't know if I heard him say recently, he told the club, the workers, that he was just going away, that he would be back. And when people say that Arteta went to Pep to learn, obviously he would have learned a few things from Pep. But for a player to retire today and resumes as the next in command to Pep in Manchester City, a team that was winning in EPL and going for Champions League, I don't think he was only invited to come and learn. He brought something as well.
Yeah.
You know, so people need to start to respect that. The problem that he has is now his name is attached to Arsenal. And Arsenal is a team, like you said, a club that there is something about the club that is not explainable. But we can explain it because we know what it is. It's called, and you said it's soul. The club has decided how they want to run as a club, regardless.
Right. Regardless.
And that's a very big problem in the world that we live today. A lot of people can stand for something, because you always lose something if you stand for something. So you can't win all the time, but a lot of people want to win every time. So wherever that is winning, they go there. That's the issue a lot of people have with Arsenal. And a lot of people are finding it difficult to give this young man credit. Talk about winning trophies. Trophies will come, like you said. I always remind people, they say, oh, but you want club. It took him 5 years to win his first trophy in Liverpool. But when he started, we saw it. Like you have just said. I thought I had been building this team for the past 5 years. He said 5 phases. I remember a month or two ago, people were asking, so in what phase are we now? All of a sudden, those questions have been answered. And when this noise started, that Barima did, he said, we will talk on the pitch. One thing that is very, very clear about Arteta, and like you mentioned, and this team, as a leader, he has got his generals trust him. I believe these players, like PSG now, these players are not going to lose sleep at PSG. They will go to bed and sleep knowing that when they show up tomorrow, their manager has all the details and information and tools that they need to win the game. And not just the tools, has a plan that will get them a result that they desire. So they don't have to worry about that. They only have to worry about their role in the plan. Initially, people were saying the team was overcoached. At that stage, that phase one, they had to.
That was foundation. You're mixing the sand.
So you have to
you're applying cement.
This is how I want it to be.
That's right.
And this takes me to Manchester United. I was telling people when Amorim came, I said, Amorim, for me, I know him is a good coach, but the problem with him is he's just trying to dump his philosophy on the players. No, there is something about knowing. I'm sorry to use this term because I'm a leadership student. They call it transformational leadership. Is your ability. You have to have emotional intelligence to meet people where they are. But you have to have the ability to make them understand where they need to be, accept it, and own the process. Once they own that process and believe that that place you're taking them to is for their own benefit, and they join you, there's nobody can beat that team. This is what leaders do. Leaders. This is why. Let me not tell. I've not told you this before. This is why I was adamant that I would succeed in Arsenal, because the first 2-3 press conferences that he gave, I listened to him. I could see the functional leader, because he came in. He was talking about trophies, but he talked about skills. He first of all started with culture, habits, attitudes. They are non-negotiable. That these things have to be straightened out before we talk about the pitch. That the pitch is not a problem. That one will come when we have the right attitude. And once he started doing it, I knew he was going to go places. I knew. I was not surprised at all by that. I trusted him, and the good thing is that the owners are true American business owners. They understand. People think American business owners are all about profit. No. They instill a culture and give you the freedom to make decisions. Arteta, and again, you remember when he was hired? A year before they hired Emery, they interviewed him.
Okay.
They're supposed to hire him. I don't know what happened. Last minute, it didn't work out. He left. So for them to go back the second time to say, hey, this is the time, call whatever you need, we want you. That's when I knew that there was something about him that they have seen.
Yeah. I'm sure he must have left quite an impression on them.
Yes.
At the back of their minds, they knew, okay, maybe we'll give this guy a year, and we can imagine if they had let this guy go to another club. Man,
it will take ages. I mean,
I can't think of a more suitable manager for Arsenal than Mikel Arteta right now.
The only person that is like Arteta is not available, and it reminds me of, I think what every team, every manager has in their mind when they're going to play Arsenal is like when they're going to play Atletico Madrid. It's almost the same. Remember Arsenal fans are coming for the Arsenal to go and sign some money, and we have one in Arsenal.
Yeah, man. I'm a Simone fan, but not for Arsenal.
Yeah, no, what I
just
mean
because
is,
of his style of football.
yeah.
But yes, in terms
I mean,
of
like the
character,
stubbornness
values,
of his team,
yes,
the inability to break them down easily.
yes.
So yeah, the guy, I don't know, Real Madrid, I think they're going to go into a rebuild. I know Florentino Perez, the way he likes to do his things, but if Madrid can learn, because other clubs are beginning to apply this module too, try to have build, because now the last few years we're beginning to see that just having money and signing players is not enough anymore to win trophies, because the resources are also available to other teams. So the time has gone when maybe 3 or 4 teams in Europe will have all the resources, they buy all the good players and they keep winning trophy. Now we have to be able to put some structure on the pitch. It's no longer about money. It's no longer about buy players, because everybody can afford to sign players. And there are now the talents out there. There's no much gap between a pool of players and other. There's almost a rhythm to ability of players now. So you have to have coaches who are willing to work. You have to have teams or clubs who are ready to take their time to build their team. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult. So let's see what obviously Madrid fans are calling for the head of Ancelotti. Most likely it's not going to be there next season. And the rumor is that what's his name? Alonso. Who looks like another Arteta as well. I hope they make that decision and are able, because I don't know if he's going to go the Galacticos himself. He himself looks like a coach that wants to have a culture, the way he wants to run his thing. So if that's the case, either there will be friction there between him and the players and the club, or it might not work out. So let's see how that's going to pan out. I don't know if there's anything about the tie that you want to talk about before we close this one.
Yeah, no, I have to head out soon, but I just want to say that I don't do this often, but I think Arsenal will win the Champions League this year. If they don't win it, I say this with all humility, and usually I don't like to go on a limb to talk like that. The reason is that I think that the team has evolved. The team has grown. They're still growing, and I think that they're very close to a trophy. And the only trophy that's winnable this year is the Champions League. And it will take 3 games, winning 3 games to win it. And I believe the team has what it takes to do that.
Or even winning 2.5.
You're winning 2.5.
Go and draw at
yes.
In France and win the final, they will win the trophy. Okay, guys, let us know what you think beyond the euphoria of this result. Try to look at in depth about Arsenal, how they have come to this point, because a lot of people, a lot of haters are going to say they've not won the trophy. They're making a lot of noise, but we analyze these things as they go in Transit TV. It's not just all about trophy, but we want to be students of the game and try to help you understand some things that go behind the scene that produce the results that we see on the pitch. And let us know what you think in the comment section, and we will see you guys next time. Ciao. Thanks for coming as usual. It's always interesting discussing football with you. I know we had a heated one after behind the camera.
That's what we do. That's what we do. Sometimes we can also bring the heat online so people can enjoy.
Yeah, you can see that. Yeah. We don't always agree. We have.
Yeah.
Okay, bro. Good to see you. Thanks, man.
All right.
Bye.